आर्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I will read first shloka. You can repeat. From tomorrow we will chant together, but today I will chant. You can repeat. Vedanta dindimastatvam ekamudghosayanti yat आस्तां पुरस्तात् तत्तेजः दक्षिणामूर्तिसंज्ञितम् ज्ञानकर्मपदार्थौ द्वौ वस्तुकर्त्रात्मतन्त्रकौ ज्ञानान्मोक्षो न कर्मभ्यः इति वेदान्त डिण्डिमः. So we have already started the verses of this Vedanta Dindima. Yesterday we saw Dindima means final meaning is declarations. Somebody asked this question, valid question, that Swami, Dindima is one, then you said declarations. So technical answer is Jato Ekvachanam. Jato Ekvachanam means that we are representing the group of declarations by the word Dindima. So Dindima means declarations. Another way of seeing this word Vedanta Dindima is Vedanta eva Dindima. Dindima has got the meaning drum. So drum of Vedanta means drum in the form of Vedanta. So Vedanta itself is a drum which is giving different beats, declarations. So final meaning will be the same, but Vedanta itself can be looked upon as a Dindima or Vedantasya Dindimaha, declarations. So various declarations, statements of Vedanta are presented in this text. Therefore this text is called Vedanta Dindima. The first shloka was a Shanti Patha, the Mangalacharanam. Shanti Patha word generally we use in the context of Vedic mantras. Even though Shanti mantra also is a prayer, this also is a prayer. Both of them are prayer shloka only, prayer verses only. But conventionally, the word Shanti Patha we use only when they are Vedic mantras. So there we don't say Mangala shloka, but here we call it not Shanti Patha, we call it Mangala shloka or Mangala Charanam or Dhyana shloka. These are the words we use. Alright. Then we entered into the subject matter, Jnana Karma Padartho Dvau Vastu Kartratma Tantrakau. The two main topics of Vedas. One is Jnanam, other is Karma. Jnanam is presented in Vedanta. Jnanam here refers to Tattva Jnanam, the knowledge of the truth behind Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. That is called here Jnanam, not any Jnanam, not Ghatak Jnanam, Patak Jnanam, Rasayanak Jnanam, Bhautika Vigyanik Jnanam, but here Brahma Jnanam, Tattva Jnanam. That is one subject matter. Another is Karma, action. So action which includes Upasana is another subject matter. And what is the difference between the two? He said Vastu Kartratma Tantrakau. Jnanam is Vastu Tantram, depends upon the Vastu, governed by Vastu. Tantra has got the meaning based on, governed by. And Karma is Kartratma Tantra, depends upon Karta. Kartum, Akartum, Anyathava Kartum Shakyam. We saw yesterday. You can do, you need not do, you do it differently. And then one more statement, Jnanat mokshaha. By knowledge alone there is freedom. Na karmabhyaha, not by actions. And why Jnanat mokshaha? Because moksha is equal to freedom from bondage. And bondage is born of ignorance, and ignorance born conclusions, wrong conclusions. Therefore, Jnanat mokshaha. Because knowledge alone removes ignorance, and ignorance born conclusion. And when ignorance born conclusions, what are the conclusions? I am a karta, I am a bhokta, I am the doer, I am experiencer, I am limited, I am subject to birth and death. All these are the conclusions. And these conclusions are born of ignorance, and ignorance can go by knowledge. Therefore, Jnanat moksha. This is an important clarity in the pursuit of moksha. If this clarity is not there, then person is vulnerable for any advertisement. In Bangalore there was a program some years ago. Person said that 3 days moksha in 3 days. So people fell for it, no? Many people went. So moksha in 3 days, moksha in 1 day, moksha in 1 session, all these things will appeal to you if you don't have this clarity. So Jnanat mokshaha, this clarity converts mumukshu into jignasu. Mumukshu means seeker of freedom. Jignasu means the seeker of knowledge. The seeker of freedom will be converted into seeker of knowledge when he has this clarity. Pujya Swamiji used to say, this is a very, very important conversion. If this conversion has not taken place, person will be groping in dark. And therefore, Jnanat mokshaha, we have heard several times, but it is a very important statement, and therefore we keep reminding ourselves, so that we don't fall for any advertisement, that by Shaktipata or by something, by Kundalini raising, you will get moksha. All these things we will not fall for it. If you have this clarity, Jnanat moksha. And you need to be convinced, why Jnanat moksha? It is not a sentence to be remembered. It is a sentence to be understood. Why Jnanat moksha? As we saw that bondage is because of ajnanam. Therefore Jnanat moksha. Na karmabhyaha, not by karma. Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. This is the declaration of Vedanta. Now what is the place of karma? If karma doesn't give moksha, is it useless? For that particular question, answer is given in the next sentence. Karmani chitta shuddhyartham ekagryartham upasana mokshartham brahma vijnanam iti Vedanta Dindimaha. कर्माणि चित्त शुद्ध्यर्थम एकाग्र्यार्थम उपासना मोक्षार्थम ब्रह्म विज्ञानम इति वेदांत डिंडिमा. Very beautifully, the place of everything is presented. This is the beauty of this Vedanta Dindima. Everything is presented, all important principles of Vedanta are presented in a very brief but very comprehensive manner. Brief but comprehensive, capturing the entire subject matter. That is the beauty of this text. In fact, it is a very suitable for modern people. The modern people like everything short. TQ, I call them TQ. Thank you they don't write. What they write? TQ. I said, at least thank you, write little congrats. No, what? The TQ culture. For TQ culture people, this is very suitable. Why? Everything is presented very briefly, but comprehensively. Alright. So what is said here? Karmani chitta shuddhyartham bhavanti. Actions are for the purpose of, artham is for the purpose of chitta shuddhi, purity of the mind. Actions are meant for, are for the purpose of purity of the mind. Ekagrartham upasana. Upasana, meditation, and here meditation refers to Saguna Brahma Dhyanam. Yesterday in the satsang we saw that the upasana, meditation on Ishvara, which is prescribed in the Shastra, that is for Ekagrartham, for the concentration of the mind, the ability to focus. Because most of the people have very small span of concentration. And now I am finding that we are losing that ability to focus. You know why? Because we read so much. So much inflow is there of information. And every information we cannot go through in detail with focus. So fatapat. The scrolling culture. Every fatapat scroll. You don't focus on anything. You keep on scrolling. Even TV keep on changing this channel. So our ability to focus is gone. In olden days what used to happen? Only one radio. And that also one time one station will come. So we have to listen that only. So we were forced to perhaps focus. Now, my God, so many the options are available. Therefore, you see that people, they do not have this ability to focus on any conversation. This wife is telling so many things, husband is scrolling the phone. So one lady told me, Swamiji, what I did, I told my husband, tell me the summary of what I have said. She learned from our class, because in class I asked summary. So she applied there and she said, because many husbands are, they were talking, okay. That is a wrong thing to do. It is a disrespect to the person. People do with Swamiji also. They talking and the Swamiji also, they will be doing that. It is a disrespect. Any person we should not do. When we are talking, talk. In fact, people, they do this. When call is going on, they will be checking their mail also. They are talking to the person, checking the mail. Because of all this, our ability to focus is getting reduced. We think we are becoming smart, but really speaking, we are losing a great capacity to focus. And for that, upasana is required. So, ekagrartham upasana. And here, little bit more we will see about karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Actions are for the purpose of the purification of the mind. So here, what type of actions? There are 5 types of actions talked about in Shastra. One is called Nitya Karma. Second is called Naimittika Karma. Third is called Kamya Karma. Fourth is called Pratishiddha Karma. And fifth is called Prayaschitta Karma. So these are the 5 types of karma talked about in Shastra. Out of these 5, I think all of you know, so I need not explain. Out of these 5, this Nitya Naimittika Karma, the karmas, Nitya Karma means the karmas which are to be done regularly, may not be daily, but regularly, repeatedly. Those karmas are called Nitya Karma, and they are prescribed by the Shastra. It is not that you like, you do it, if you don't like, you don't do it. According to Shastra, this Nitya Karma is something which is necessarily to be done by the person who is qualified for it. There is no choice. For a Vedika, there is no choice. Nowadays we have choice because we are not following completely Vedika Dharma. But otherwise, there is no choice. Naimittika Karma are those which are to be done occasionally, when a situation arises, like Jatyashti karma, when a child is born in the family, then particular karma is done. That is called Jatyashti. And that is called Naimittika karma. Naimittika means occasionally. When occasion arises, you do it. It's called Naimittika karma. Then we have got Kamya karma, which is desire based. Pratishidha means which are prohibited in Shastra, like hurting somebody or taking alcohol. This I have to tell this because that is the popular one. It is called Pratishidha karma. And Prayaschitta karma, when a person has done this prohibited action, then to neutralize the effect, some karmas are prescribed, they are called Prayaschitta karma. The karma of atonement means they neutralizing this papam for a particular action. Out of these 5, the Nitya Naimittika karmas are primarily meant for Chitta Shuddhi. And these karmas are to be done with proper attitude. And what is the attitude? We have seen Ishwararpana Buddhi. So, Ishwararpana Buddhya Vihita Karmani Chitta Shuddhyartham Bhavanti. So, karmas which are prescribed by the Shastra as to be done with proper attitude become the means for purification of the mind. Not all karmas. The karmas which are prescribed as our duty and done with proper attitude of offering to the Lord, then they become the means for purification. Now people will ask this question, Swamiji, this Vihita karma, Nitya Naimittika karma, all you talk, we are not able to relate to that. If you call us Sandhya Vandanam, Agnihotra, Swamiji, we are staying in a flat. And in that we are not allowed to have Agni Kunda. And if you are staying abroad, even smoke, a little bit smoke, then alarm will go. Therefore, Swamiji, how do we relate to this topic of this Nitya Naimittika karma? Puja Swamiji very nicely used to explain. In present context, Nitya Naimittika karma means playing your role properly. Everybody is playing some role. See, right now we are playing the role of a student, listeners. So, play your role well. How do you play your role well? By listening to the teacher with some focus, not checking SMS during the class, not looking at the phone. These are called playing the role well. You are a father, you are a son, you are a daughter, you are a mother, you are a brother, sister, you have so many roles. You are a citizen, you may be the president of some association, you have so many roles to play. And every role has a script. In drama, every role has a script. And following the script properly, with proper attitude, that is Karma Yoga in the present context. You don't have to do Sandhya Vandanam, Agnihotra, we don't insist. And we know even if we insist, we will not follow. So why should we insist? So we are also have become sane. We don't insist. But we say, let us play our role properly. Every time ask, what is the script of the role I am playing now? And following the script very well, that is called Karma Yoga. That is referred to by the word Karmani. So here Karmani represents Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga is the means for Chitta Shuddhi. What is the meaning of Chitta Shuddhi? Purity of the mind. Purity of the mind means removal of impurity. Any purification is in the form of removal of impurity. What is the impurity of the mind? Impurity of the mind is binding likes and dislikes. Likes and dislikes which are controlling my life, making me deviate from the path of dharma, the pursuit of dharma. I am not able to do what is to be done, and I react when I am not supposed to because of my likes and dislikes. They are controlling my life. Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma vidhi enam iha vairinam. So Bhagavan says that this kama and krodha, raga and dvesha, they are the enemies, they are the impurities. So what is the meaning of chitta shuddhi? Reduction of this binding likes and dislikes. That is called chitta shuddhi. So it is not that chitta shuddhi means some stain or dirt will be there in the mind, some dust will be there, will be removed. Here impurity is in the form of likes and dislikes. How do you know that your likes and dislikes are reduced? We don't have a meter that you stand underneath and then say, okay, purity 60%. Okay, next time 70% will make. We don't have such thing. As purity of your mind increases or impurity of your mind reduces, then one thing is you will have lesser and lesser reactions. You act, you don't react. What is the difference between action and reaction? Action is something you do deliberately. Reaction is something that happens to you helplessly. Anger is a reaction. Why? Because you do not deliberately get angry. Puja Swamiji used to say that I request all of you to become angry for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, that's all. Nobody is getting angry. Does it mean all of you are angels? That Swamiji never get angry? No. Ask your spouse, they will tell. Not so. So anger is something that happens to you. Even if you pretend, no Swamiji, I can pretend to be angry. There is a difference between pretending to be angry and getting angry. When you are pretending to be angry, even your child will make out. He said, Dad, come on, you are not angry. So he knows it. So there is a difference between the two. So anger, jealousy. Do you decide, let me become jealous for half an hour today? Do you decide? No. Action is something you do. Reaction is something that happens to you helplessly in spite of yourself. Even though you don't want, it happens. So when your mind becomes purer and purer, impurity is reduced, then your reaction level will be coming down. As Swami Paramarthanandi says, FIR will be reduced. Frequency, intensity and restoration time will be reduced. Reaction will not go away completely. Frequency will be reduced, intensity will be reduced. Earlier when you got angry, you took half an hour, you used to shout and even act, beat also sometimes. Now that doesn't happen. You just say 1 or 2 words, but its intensity is very less. And restoration time also is less. Earlier it used to take half an hour to come back to normal. Now you take only 1 minute, half a minute. So restoration time has come down. Like cooker, no, that whistle. So after some time only we can open. So similarly now you can open your cooker very fast. So restoration time is reduced. Thus your purity of the mind you know by reduction of FIR in your reaction. Second important sign of Chitta Shuddhi is your life will be in harmony with the totality. More and more purer, more and more your mind becomes pure, then your life will be in harmony with totality. You don't feel like having unnecessary conflict. You like to do what is to be done. You don't like to disagree unnecessarily. More and more your life is in harmony. You are always ready to do what is to be done for the totality. So second sign of purity is your life is in harmony with totality. And third important sign is when your mind becomes purer and purer, you will have desire to know Paramatma, you will have more and more inclination for study of Shastra. That is one sign. The mind is purer, then you will have more inclination for the study of Shastra, study of in a meditation and all such spiritual activities. And that is done by this life of Karma Yoga. And the Chitta Shuddhi, generally we talk in terms of reduction of Ragadveshas. But in Shastra there is another way it is presented, and that is reduction of Durita, reduction of some papam done in the past. Durita Kshaya also is one way of understanding Chitta Shuddhi. So in the past some papa karmas were done, and they can become obstacle in our pursuit of knowledge, and because of this Karma Yoga, those obstacles will be reduced, so that you will be able to pursue Vedanta well. Otherwise, it happens that person when he starts studying Vedanta, he is transferred, or he cannot do it, or some health issue comes up, all because of some Durita. Generally, not all the time, but generally. And so Karma Yoga reduces those Durita. So reduction of Durita also is presented in Shastra as Chitta Shuddhi. So Chitta Shuddhi means Ragadvesha Kshayaha and Durita Kshayaha. Sometimes both of them are considered to be one. Either way, but both level it happens. At Drishta level and Adrishta level, both level there is a purity. And that happens by Chitta Shuddhi, that happens by Karmani, Karma Yoga. And Upasana, not only it gives concentration, but by Upasana, when it is done properly, it helps you earn the grace of Ishvara. Because Upasana is the karma centered on Ishvara. And the karma centered on Ishvara gives you punyam. So Upasanam also will earn you punyam, which will be helpful in getting more and more conducive setup for your spiritual pursuit. When Swamiji uses the word spiritual punyam, you will earn this punyam which will be conducive for your spiritual pursuit. So ekagyartham upasana. And then mokshartham brahma vigdanam. Brahma vigdanam means knowledge of Brahman as oneself. Therefore vigdanam word is there. Vigdanam means visheshak danam. Visheshak danam means aparokshak danam, as oneself. So Brahma vigdanam means knowledge of Brahman as oneself. Not mere knowledge, Brahma asti, Brahman is there, Brahman is Jagat Karanam. That knowledge is very good, very important, but not enough for moksha. So Brahma Vijnanam means knowledge of Brahman as oneself. That Brahma Vijnanam mokshartham bhavati is for the purpose of moksha, is for the purpose of freedom. Means is the means for freedom. So earlier also Jnanat mokshaha, that idea is repeated here in the context of these three sadhanas for three different purposes. Karma is for Chitta Shuddhi, Upasana is for the concentration, Ekagrata, and Brahma Vijnanam is mokshartham. And here this commentator nicely says, the knowledge of Brahman as oneself means I am Brahma, this knowledge does not require the support of anyone for giving moksha. Giving moksha is within quote. Means Brahmajnanam does not require any support to become the means for moksha. Means after getting Brahmajnanam, Swamiji, what else should I do? People ask this question. Swamiji, I got Brahmajnanam. I attended the course, I got Brahmajnanam. What shall I do for moksha? If this is the question, you have not got Brahmajnanam completely. Your Brahmajnanam is fraught with some obstacles. 3 obstacles are there. One is called vagueness, other is called doubt, and third is called habitual error. Aspashtata, samshaya, and viparita bhavana. One of these 3 are there because of which you are asking this question. Whenever you ask this question, Swamiji, I got Brahmajnanam, what shall I do for moksha? It means your Brahmajnanam is fraught with one of these 3 problems. In fact, the Brahmajnanam, you have really got it without obstacles. One sign is you will not have any such questions. It is something like somebody has eaten very well, full. Now will he ask that, what shall I do for truptihi, satisfaction with regard to food? He got it, he had his food enough till people kept on asking and he said no. Up to that he ate. Now if he asks the question, what shall I do for removal of hunger? It means that he has not eaten well or he was feeling shy, whatever reason. So when you have got Brahmajnanam, you will not have this question, what is to be done for moksha? If you have this question, you have to check your clarity. You might have some wrong concepts about moksha. You thought that moksha means something divine will happen, some vibrating happening, some vibration will come in the body. You are sitting in meditation, some vibration will happen. Some flash will happen. So you are expecting perhaps such situation. Therefore you may have such question. Otherwise Brahmajnanam and moksha, there is no means in between. In Brahma Sutra this idea is very much highlighted. That between Brahmajnanam and moksha there is no activity, no sadhana. So Brahmajnanam requires the help of karma and upasana for its rise. Utpattau karmanaha viniyoga. They say in Brahma Sutra this is discussed that for the rise of knowledge we require karma, we require upasana, we require all these grace, etc. All of them are required. But once knowledge has come, then for moksha, nothing is required. And for that they give the example. For lighting the lamp, you require so many things. You require a wick, you require this matchbox, you require this body of the lamp, you require so many things. But once light has come to remove the darkness, nothing is required. So for the rise of knowledge, karma has got a place. Karma has got contribution, but for the jnanam to give this phalam, moksha, no sahakari, no support is required. You know why is it so? Because the very nature of knowledge is this. What is the nature of knowledge? What is the content of knowledge? Which is supposed to be the means for moksha? I am limitless Brahma. I am ever free, limitless Brahma. This is the subject matter of knowledge. Now, person says, I have got this knowledge and you tell me what is the means for moksha. What should I do for moksha? There is a contradiction. I have this knowledge that I am ever free, limitless Brahman. This knowledge I have. But you tell me what should I do for moksha. It's a contradiction between the content of knowledge and your question. If you are asking the question, means you are not convinced of this content of the knowledge. So the very content of the knowledge is such that you can very well understand that nothing is required for moksha. Yes, your knowledge can be fraught with some habitual error, that even though you have understood, but because of the past samskaras, your knowledge is not able to be strong enough to avoid reaction. Possible. But the knowledge is free from all problems and still you ask the question, then there is a contradiction. So, jnanat mokshartham brahma vijnanam. This is very important topic in Bhagavad Gita. In 13th chapter, Bhagavan has considered this topic as a value. Tattva jnanartha darshanam. 20 values are there, amanitvam, adambitvam, in that last Tattva jnanartha darshanam. Keep seeing the purpose of knowledge of Brahman. Keep seeing. Because if you see this repeatedly, then you will not have this question. What shall I do after Brahma Jnanam? When I joined the course some years ago, I used to think like this. What's a wrong thinking I am telling? It's not that every time right thinking. Sometimes wrong thinking also was there. And that is, I am attending the course and I will get Brahma Jnanam. I will get moksha. Afterwards, what shall I do? Let me plan now. So let me plan. Like after retirement you plan, no? That I will do this. Similarly, I was thinking, after I get Brahma Jnanam, after I get moksha, then what will I do? Is a foolish question. Is a not foolish question, is a question based on misunderstanding. If you have understood what moksha is, you will not ask this question. So if you are planning that Swamiji, what shall I do after moksha? Some people are always good at planning, they keep on planning. So they will say, Swamiji, what shall I do after moksha? Moksha is that where you don't have this question, after what? What then? There is no such questions. If you have this question, you have not assimilated this knowledge. So, Brahma Vijnanam Mokshartham iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Now, in the next shloka, what type of karmas are conducive to the pursuit of knowledge and freedom, and what type of karmas are not? That question is answered. Na kamya pratisiddhabhihi kriyabhir moksha vasana ishvaranugraha sasyad iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Yes. Na kamya pratisiddhabhihi kriyabhihi moksha vasana ishvaranugrahat sa syad iti Vedanta Dindima. So, as we saw in the last shloka, kamya pratisiddhabhihi kriyabhihi, by the actions, kriyabhihi means by the actions which are kamya. Kamya means desire based action. Desire based action means the actions you do only if you have certain desires. Like avahanti homa. Is a ritual which you do if you have desire for money. If you don't have desire, you don't have to do. Putra kameshti yaga is a ritual. If you have desire for a putra, then you do it. You already have got 5-6 children, you don't have to do it. Like Sudama, Kuchela, he doesn't have to do it. So certain rituals, certain activities which are based on your desire. If you have those desires, you do it. If you don't have, you need not do it. That is called kamya karma. And vihita karma is the karmas to be done, whether you have desire or not, to be done. They are called vihita karma. So here it says kamya, desire based activities, pratishiddha, the activities which are prohibited in Shastra, like hurting somebody, drinking, eating something which is prohibited in Shastra, they are called pratishiddha karma, prohibited activities. By this kamya karma and pratishiddha karma, by desire based and prohibited activities, moksha vasana na bhavati. Desire for moksha does not happen. This word vasana, some people have got particular idea. They think vasana means something wrong, something not good. That is not so. Vasana word has got the meaning inclination, tendencies, samskara, the impressions. So vasana is a very neutral word. You can have shubha vasana also. If you have desire for going to satsanga, then it is based on shubha vasana. So vasana does not mean all the time something wrong, something to be avoided. Vasana means inclination. You can have inclination towards right things, you can have inclination towards wrong things. So here vasana refers to shubha vasana. There are two types of vasana, shubha vasana and ashubha vasana. Shubha vasana means these good tendencies, the tendencies which are conducive for the pursuit of moksha. They are called shubha vasana. Ashubha means those tendencies, those impressions which are the basis for these harmful, non-conducive activities. So the tendencies, the impressions which lead to harmful activities, the activities which are obstructive to the pursuit of moksha, they are called ashubha vasanas. So here we are talking about shubha vasana, which is moksha vasana. So moksha vasana means inclination or desire for moksha. And the desire for moksha comes how? Na kriya, does not come by kamya pratishiddha karma. So if a person is all the time busy with the prohibited activities, busy with these kamya desire based activities, then moksha vasana na bhavati, na sanjayate. Samsara vasana alone sanjayate. The vasana for more and more bhoga alone will come. Then how does it come? How moksha vasana, the desire for moksha comes? Ishvaranugrahat sa syat. Sa means moksha vasana. The desire for moksha, Ishvaranugrahat, by the grace of Ishvara syat, it would be. The desire for moksha, inclination for moksha happens by the grace of Ishvara. When we hear the word grace of Ishvara, generally we think like this, that I have to please Ishvara like I please my uncle, and my uncle, when I please him, he used to give me pocket money or he used to give me some extra gift. So similarly, I have to please Ishvara. In modern language they call, I have to butter Ishvara. And if I butter Ishvara, bribe Ishvara, then Ishvara will send the packets of grace, 10 grams, 15 grams, 100 grams grace he will send. That type of thinking comes. So we think that Ishvara also has got some likes and dislikes. So if I am in the good list of Ishvara, good book of Ishvara, then I will have grace of Ishvara. And I am not in good book of Ishvara, then Ishvara will keep on sending me problems. One person was telling me in Bangalore, he told me, Swamiji, Bhagavan also is like that, So he wants us to worship, therefore he keeps on sending problems. So we think that that Bhagavan also is like us. That is what human nature is. We superimpose our thinking on Bhagavan. So when somebody does not give me what I want, I am angry with that person. Somebody praises me, I am happy with that person. So we think that Bhagavan also is like this. So don't think Ishvara Anugraha is based on the likes and dislikes of Ishvara. It is not so. Puja Swamiji nicely used to say, Ishvara's grace is to be tapped. Like how rubber tapping is there, similarly you have to tap Ishvara's grace. How? Puja Swamiji in yesterday's satsang he told, 2 ways you can earn the grace of Ishvara. What are they? Reaching out activities and other is prayerful activities. Prayers and reaching out activities are the means for earning the grace of Ishvara. Ishvara doesn't have likes and dislikes. So don't think that I will somehow bribe Ishvara. Whole life I will lead the way I want and last 10 minutes I will bribe Ishvara and get entry in Vaikuntha. So that is not possible. So Ishvara Anugraha is following certain order of karma. In fact, Puja Swamiji very nicely says, grace is a gracious way of expressing or describing your own karma. Your own punyam is graciously called grace. So don't think that Ishvara is also, based on his likes and dislikes, he throws the packets of grace. There is no such thing. Ishvara Anugraha also follows certain order. And that order we can know from the Shastra. So Shastra shows the way to earn the grace of Ishvara. And what one way we saw? Prayers. Kaika, Vachika and Manasa, prayerful activity. You do puja, go to the temple, do some seva in the temple. That is a Kaika. Means physical. Do some activity, physical activities which are directed to serving the Ishvara, serving the Lord. You can serve some people, looking upon them as Ishvara. That also is a Kaika puja. Vachika means you chant some Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, any chant stotra, or do some Sankirtanam. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any Sankirtanam you do. That is a Vachika. Manasa means you do Upasanam, meditation on Ishvara. All these three are prayerful activities which will earn you the grace of Ishvara. Then somebody may ask this question, Swamiji, it is I only have earned it. Then why should I call it grace? That question may come, no? I only have earned. See, you go to ATM and ATM gives you generally debit card, suppose you are using. So when you are putting your debit card, it gives you money. Do you say, thank you ATM? Do you say that, your grace, by your grace I got this money? Do you say that? You don't feel that. When you go to the bank and the cashier gives you money, you may say thank you out of etiquette. But heart of the heart, you don't feel that the cashier is showing some compassion on you and giving money. He is very gracious. He gave me 1 lakh rupees today. Do you say that? No. So here also you may have this question that I am earning punyam. Why should I call it as Ishvara Anugraha? I only did everything. My friend kept on directing me, you do this, you do this, you do this. And then job was done. He only just directed. So why should I call it that is his grace? I only did. He gave only guidance. And here Ishvara is not directly giving me guidance. That's what I feel. So why should I call it as a Ishvara Anugraha? For that, our Sampradaya, our Acharyas give the answer. That is, which karma is going to give you which result, you do not know. Like today I got a very nice meal. Bhiksha is there today. So, nice meal you will get. What karma you have done? Do you know that Swamiji, yesterday I gave one laddu to somebody, therefore today I get bhiksha. Can you say like this? No. We do not know. But one thing we know for sure, that any result is coming from the Lord. And therefore, we give the credit to the Lord because He is the karma phala data. He is giving the result of all karma. And we do not know which karma has given me which result. And therefore, I give the credit to Ishvara. And also, it has got some purpose. This expression we use with one more purpose. And that is, when we look upon this favorable situation as the result of Ishvara's grace, we will remain humble. So to maintain our humility also, we always call it Ishvara's grace. Otherwise you will have arrogance. Ishvara has not done anything. I have earned it. I have earned it. So your ego will go up. And therefore this grace is a very gracious expression to describe your punya. And one more reason is there why we are calling Ishvara's grace. Because generally the grace is earned by these prayerful activities. One of the important factors, prayerful activities. And Ishvara provides me the altar to worship. If Ishvara is not there, how will I do the activities centered on Ishvara, addressed to Ishvara? Therefore we say, Bhagavan, you are there, therefore I can worship you, I can chant your names, and I earn grace. It is something like certain Guru Seva gives you good result. If you do Guru Seva, you get some favorable result. Now, you can do Guru Seva only when Guru is there. Guru allows you to do Seva. So, you get the result of doing Seva to Guru. You only have done Seva to Guru. But Guru has provided you the altar for doing Seva. If Guru is not there, Guru doesn't say, no, I don't need. Then you cannot get the result of Guru Seva. So we thank Guru for what? Thank Guru for providing us the opportunity, permission to do Seva. See, you can do this Annadanam when there are people to receive Annam. If there is nobody wants your Annam, suppose, then what? You cannot get the result of Annadanam. So you have to thank those people who have received your food. Similarly, Ishvara is providing the altar for worshipping. Therefore also we call this result of our prayerful activity as Ishvara's grace. Alright. So, Ishvaranugrahat means by the performance of Vihita karma, prescribed duties with proper attitude, there will be moksha vasana. So, one activity is prayerful activity. Another one is what? Reaching out activities. And that is called Purta karma. Vapi kupatadagadi. Yesterday we heard. So, doing this some service to the humanity, contributory activities, in whatever way you can do. Some people say, Swamiji, I don't have money, how can I do this Purta karma? Purta karma means the contributory activities. The activities contributing to the well-being of the society. That is called Purta karma. I don't have money, Swamiji, how can I do? Money is not the only way. You can give your time. You can just lend your ears. Lending ears, listening to somebody with attention and understanding, empathy, that also is a seva. Great seva. Nowadays, we don't get that. Everybody wants to talk, nobody wants to listen. Therefore, you can give some time to somebody, listening. Big seva. Really. Nowadays, elderly people, they have this problem, Swamiji, nobody is ready to talk to us. They youngsters, they don't have time. They don't even ask, how are you? There is a problem with this elderly person also problem is there. Why? Because if you ask him, why are you? He starts in 1920, I was like this. He should simply say, I am fine. He doesn't say. Both ways problems are there. So this giving, lending your ears also is seva. And I Puja Swamiji very nicely in Rishikesh, when there was a Bandara, in some situation he very beautifully said. He said, when you have love, you always find the ways. When you have love for serving people, you will find the ways. Here in ashram, if you want to do seva, you will find the ways. Otherwise, Swamiji, what can I do? I can't do. Nobody asked me anything. I didn't do anything. Because you don't have the heart. If you have the heart, you always find the ways. Very beautifully Puja Swamiji said. When you have the heart to do seva, you will definitely get. Wherever you are, you will get. So you don't have to say that, Swamiji, I don't have money, how can I do seva? Have the heart to do seva. If you have the heart, you will definitely find the ways. Bhagwan will show you the ways. You will see the opportunity, I can do this, you will find out. But some people, they want some excuse. Some excuses they want. Therefore say, how can I do? Nobody asked me all this. So do wherever you get the opportunity, and you will get the opportunity. Contribute. Puja Swamiji's great sentence is, be a contributor, not merely a consumer. Consumer you are, you cannot be without being consumer. But along with being consumer, be contributor. And these contributory activities will lead to earning the grace of Ishvara. And by that, moksha vasana, the desire for moksha, will be possible. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam